Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team Career here on the BC with Cadillac. Tonight it's round 9 of our Season 3 with this particular campaign, and we are heading to Monaco. So we are prepped and ready, just about. I believe we've already changed over the powertrain. Quick double check on that. No, we have not. Let's do that now. It's a habit I want to get into. There we go. Can I change the gearbox? Not really. We're okay here. I think that we've got an older engine we can use. There we go. And we should have an older gearbox. There we go. Alright, now our powertrains are prepped. We have a couple of upgrades for this Grand Prix, specifically for Lewis. He is running the brand new Mark III chassis and the brand new Mark II underfloor. We only have one of each, so I really hope that they don't get damaged this weekend. And we will have those available for Isaac for the next Grand Prix, which is... what is the next Grand Prix after Monaco? Austria. There we go. So that's today's forecast. As you can see, nice and sunny. Hopefully tyres aren't going to get too hot. I think we are probably going to be two-stopping this Grand Prix. Just because it makes more sense, I think. We may possibly one-stop Hamilton, because his tyre wear is very good. Let's have a quick look at the driver stats. So you can see we've got a smoothness rating of 90 with Lewis, which is very nice indeed. That's actually boosted to 91 at the moment, I believe, if we take a look. Smoothness, yeah, boosted to 91 because of his current mentality. So that does give us a very nice sort of range of options for him. We could go medium to hard and just try and hold track position with Hamilton. I'm trying to remember how we did last year. Let's have a look, shall we? Evening, Wayne. Hello to everyone else who's lurking in the chat. Please do feel free to say hello. Let's move ourselves over to the standings. So this is last night's race. You can see Oscar took the win ahead of Max with Antonelli in third. There's the rest of your top 10. We finished down in 14th with Lewis and down in 20th with Isaac. So we missed out on getting money with Isaac because we had said top 18, and that just didn't happen. He damaged his underfloor very early on, and from then on it was always a losing battle on terms of pace. Driver of the day went to Pierre Gasly. As you can see, he got a top 6 finish in the end, with 10 overtakes, 13 defences, gaining 5 places. Other top performers were Leclerc, Colapinto, Bortoleto and Ocon. Ocon gained 6 places, Colapinto gained 9. Leclerc had a good race as well, gaining 8 places, getting himself into the points. And Bortoleto also gained 6 places and got himself that final point as well. So pretty good day for those guys. Gasly also got the fastest lap as well as driver of the day. Let's take a quick look at the driver stats. So this is after 8 Grand Prix. The most race wins at the moment is Max, but that is tied, I believe, with a couple of other drivers, or at least one other driver. He also has the most podium finishes with 6, most top 10 finishes with 8, most sprint wins with 1. That's got to be tied, I'm sure. Most fastest laps, that can't be right. Just 1 fastest lap. There must be a lot of drivers he's tied with there. Most positions gained per race, that is currently Lando, who is averaging 6 places gained, it would seem. Most defends per race is Hamilton. Best defense success rate Hamilton, best overtake success rate Hamilton, with a 53% success rate there. Highest average point, Max. Best average finish position is Max. Best grid position is Oscar. Most DNFs is Mick, who has 4 so far, and he has one on a sprint as well, which isn't counted in these stats. So that's at least 5 DNFs for Mick so far this season. Yeah, it's been an interesting season for him so far. Here's the head-to-head between our 2 drivers, Hamilton and Hadjar. As you can see, Hamilton has finished ahead in 7 Grand Prix. It's only counting 7 races in the head-to-head, it would seem. He's out-qualified him in 8 Grand Prix, though, so I'm not quite sure why. Oh, no, wait, Hamilton failed to finish 1 Grand Prix, didn't he? So why doesn't... Maybe that's why it's not counting it, because there was that retirement for Hamilton. But it should theoretically have given that to Isaac. Hamilton has out-qualified Isaac in every Grand Prix. That's not right, surely. I think... did he out-qualify Hadjar yesterday? Didn't think he did. Scored more points by 20. 1 win so far. 4 top 10 finishes for Lewis. 2 for Isaac. 1 DNF for Lewis. Best race finish there, you can see 1st and 2nd. Best grid position in qualifying, 6th and 10th. No poles yet, unfortunately. And there you can see the overtake percentage. Hamilton definitely more successful, 53%. 36.5% for Isaac. Good defence rate, though. I mean, Hamilton is the best defender at the moment in the game, it would seem, or at least this season, with a 75% success rate. But 63 for Hadjar is still pretty strong, so I'm quite pleased with that. Race pace is about just 0.2 of a second difference between the 2 of them. Qualifying pace, just under 0.3. So it does look as though the pace gap is starting to close a little bit between these 2, because that was a little bit bigger earlier in the season. If we take a look at where our current performance ranking is, it's here. We're 8% behind McLaren in terms of overall performance. Haas apparently have got the best car. We have seen some really good results from Perez in the last few races, so not that surprising. And then again, we've got Maserati up here with a very strong car. RedBull up there with a lineup of Max and Oscar. It's no surprising that they are, no surprise at all that they are winning a lot of things at the moment. Evening, Mycon, good to see you. Audi up in 4th, Aston 5th. They've slipped a little bit. They were right up there at the top of at the start of the season. Williams in 6th, Mercedes down in 7th, Ferrari in 8th. Nissan in 9th really puts into perspective. Again, we're only talking a couple of percentage points. Then we're talking, 3% to Haas, but really does put into perspective how good the recent drives from Gasly have been as well. And also how disappointing it's been that Schumacher has not been taking advantage of the car at all. And McLaren, currently down in 10th place. George has the 2nd worst car on the grid on the overall ranking here, with us down in 11th place. Haas have the best tyre wear. We don't have anything at all, which is a little bit of a shame. These are the lineups for next season, I believe, or current, this season, but showing next season. So there's no word as to whether Leclerc is going to stay at Ferrari for next season. Oscar on his own at the moment because Max has not got a contract for next year. Same with Gasly. He's had a contract at the end of the year. So is Lindblad. Now that can't be right. I'm sure Lindblad is there for another season. No, there's Lindblad. He's at Audi, isn't he? Who's at Haas with Behrman? Oh, it's Perez. Is Perez on only got 1 year left? And is that Tsunoda? I believe that's Tsunoda. Or is Tsunoda off the grid? Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Tsunoda there. So, yeah, you can see here in the next season situation, we've got quite a few seats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats up for grabs next season. It'd be interesting to see who takes those positions. Let's take a look at the current standings. There you can see just how bad it's been for Mick. Really has not been a great start to the year. And of course there is that sprint retirement he had here in Jeddah as well. Here you can see Red Bull's string of results. Very, very good. All right, let's head back to HQ, shall we? Okay, so we are set and ready to go. Let's just take a quick look at our calendar to see what's happening after this Grand Prix. New ATR period starts when we get back from Monaco. Then we have another side pod there. We'll have our second underfloor. And then that should be a chassis. Yep, there we go. That'll be the second chassis. So those will be for Isaac, that underfloor and that chassis. And then we will have another side pod there. And a spare underfloor going into Austria, but no spare chassis. That won't happen until there. So we should have a spare. Assuming we don't damage anything, we'll have a spare going into Silverstone. And we'll even have our final one there on day 2 of Silverstone. So we'll have 2 spares on that day. And we'll have all of our underfloors done by then as well. Sponsor money not due to be paid out until just before we go to Spa, but we're looking at about 9.5 mil, wasn't it? 9.6 mil from that when it comes through. So a good chunk of change on our way in a few weeks' time. Let's set some targets for tonight. I am going to go 18th or higher for both, and let's head to Monaco.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsport, here in Monaco. Cars have been racing through Monaco's streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. But that could still change with so many rounds left ahead of us.
Okay then, let's get to it.
So one thing I forgot to check while we're here was last season's results. So this is how it went last year. George winning the race ahead of Max and Oscar. We finished in 18th and 19th with Hamilton and Valtteri, both drivers lapped. We did get the fastest lap at the end. Schumacher was driver of the day, apparently, last season. Where did he finish? He finished in 10th. So I wonder if he'll be able to do any better this season. Right, we have a Grand Prix to prep for. And do I want to run rookies? I might, actually. Yeah, let's put the jacks in the car. There we go, give them a run out. We'll put soft tyres on. Go, and let's go with, let's see, it's 23 laps if you want to split the run around. No, 21 laps if you want to split into 2 runs. We'll go with 20 laps of fuel. That should hopefully be enough, because as soon as we get the feedback, we're going to bring them in and make some changes. So slightly under fuel for what would be a normal split run. And of course this is a super downforce circuit. We want to basically run maxed downforce, at least as our starting point anyway. So we're going to go with a 10 and a 16. Let's go with an 8.2. I'm going to push this up quite high. Go to 3.4. Let's push this up to 0.9 like that, and let's give that one a go. Done that, good. Onto the other car for Mr. Doohan. We'll go a little similar but slightly different. We'll go again 10.16. We'll go with the 7.3, and then this time we'll whack that all the way up. And let's see. Do I want to go quite as extreme? Yeah, let's go all the way up on that as well. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Setups are done. Let's send out the rookies. See who else gets
So now we have green light.
a run today as well from the other teams. So Ludwig Nagel is getting a run at Mercedes. Porsche is getting a run at Williams.
You are ready to check, please.
Copy, ready to check.
Copy, loud and clear.
Taylor Barnard getting a run out at Maserati. Is that
And
Fuji?
if you want,
We'll
you can
check
go
that
to
in a second.
boat warm-up.
Kasper Stucker getting another run out at Aston. He gets a lot of runs at Aston. And is that Fuji? Yes, it is. Hataru Fuji. There we go. So, not as many rookies as I was expecting. Ferrari, McLaren, RedBull,
Yep, copy.
Nissan, Haas, Audi, all deciding to stick with their main drivers. Oh God, that's us. God damn it, Crawford. You had one job.
You okay?
Well, at least he's in Isaac's car. So there isn't a damaged chassis of the brand new one, but yeah, it's not ideal. Is he out?
Not much that the team can do about that one.
I really don't want him to be out after just not even a lap, one sector. He is. He's out. Fantastic. God damn it, Jack.
Stay positive.
Copy.
What an awful start.
And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
What a nightmare. I was just about to do that on both cars. Never got the chance with Mr. Crawford. So, just one car for the entire session. That's not great. That certainly is going to put Isaac on the back foot a little bit.
Clear to safety.
He'll still be able to get his time on track, but he won't have any setup knowledge going into FP2, which is frustrating. Evening, PR.
We need to work on the tires, keep the temperature on the tires.
Crawford crashed, yeah. He didn't even get a complete lap done. He crashed as soon as he finished Sector 1. Crashed at Mirabeau. Which is here. That's Mirabeau. That corner there. All right,
Any
we have
feedback
some
on the car?
feedback from one car. This is it's not drivable. 94% is a good, strong start. Let's call him in. I hope that hasn't damaged the side pods on Isaac's car, because I don't know if I have a spare side pod yet.
Boxing.
Speed limiter on. And stop in front of the garage.
That's an interesting line there from the Williams driver. Right. Which one was it? It was Albon. Ah, dear. Sorry about that. Let's give that a go. Evening, player. Right, back on track for Jack.
And try to
Got a
keep
little,
the
little parody song stuck in my head. Hit the track, Jack. And don't you go crash no more, no more, no more, no more. And of course, it's the other Jack that we need to sing that to. Getting close. 4 out of 5.
And try to work on your front tires.
Don't worry about tyre temps. There we go. Perfect.
Update when you can.
Nailed it. So we're up to 62% car park knowledge. I could leave them out there. I don't think he's got many more laps in the car anyway before he runs out of fuel, so let's just leave him out there for the extra couple of laps. And there we go. So that's FP1 done for us. There is our optimal setup for this car, and we're going to be going into FP2 blind on the other car because we didn't even make it into Sector 2. Jack's still a 74 overall as well. I don't think he's ever going to be good enough to get on the grid. which is a shame. I really wanted to have a strong American driver in the car. We obviously hired Logan, and after 2 seasons of training him, he just didn't get to the point where he would look strong enough to get on the grid. I missed out on signing Ugo last year because he's gone to Ferrari or McLaren. I think it's Ferrari he's gone to. But we can hopefully try and pick him up at the end of this season. And that is it for practice 1. Okay, practice 2. I'm going to go very long. Oh, wow. Yeah, we broke the chassis, the front wing, and the suspension. Yeah, just as well it was this car that crashed and not the other one. But we have potentially done a little bit of damage to the powertrain. Nothing major, but we've certainly taken a bit of life out of these parts. I think we were, what, 45% on the gearbox, or was it the engine that was at 45%? ERS was, I think, around 74%. So we've taken some damage to the powertrain, but we haven't killed anything, which is good. Let's stick on a replacement chassis, a replacement front wing, and a replacement suspension. There we go. No feedback, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, on the setup. So we'll see if it works.
Green light. Try to work on the front tires. Okay.
Yep. Try to reduce.
Well, Isaac has already gone further than Mr. Crawford did, which is good. Do we have any upgraded parts tonight? We do, but only on Hamilton's car. We didn't have time to get a set for both cars. So Hamilton is running the brand new Mark III chassis and the new Mark II underfloor. Isaac will have both of those parts for the next race in Austria. And that's why I'm very glad that it was, if one of my drivers was going to crash, that it was Crawford and not Doohan, because that would have destroyed the brand new chassis on Hamilton's car. And they take 10 days a piece to build, and they're not cheap either. So, yeah, a little bit of fortune. If we had to crash, at least the right car crashed. So you can see we're still learning the last little bit of the previous parts. That's why we're at 93% on Hajar. I think that's possibly the side pods. What else did we put on? It was side pod suspension and was it a new front wing, I think. So just that tiny little bit left of those parts to learn. And of course, Hamilton 30% lower because he's got the brand new underfloor and the brand new chassis as well. We know how hard overtaking can be around this circuit, especially with the dirty air from the realistic racing, making things even harder. And we know how good Hamilton is defending. We saw his stats earlier on, a 75% success rate in defence so far this season. So that's why I'm considering possibly going one stop with Hamilton.
Copy that.
Let's have a look at Isaac's setup. 94, so very close again, just like we were with Hamilton's first attempt. So minor tweaks needed to get him up to 100%. We'll let him out for the rest of the session. We'll make those changes when he's finished his run, ready for the next session. Hopefully we'll be able to nail those at the first time of asking as well. But we really do need to qualify well tonight if we're going to have any chance of getting into a good position. Because on pure pace, it's going to be very hard for us to move forward, given that our car is considerably slower than most, well, the entire grid. And how hard it can be to overtake around here. So we've got fuel for 45 laps. We've done 26 laps so far. So still a good chunk of time to spend on the track. Hamilton's prep rating is up to 86%, 87%. And that's an actual figure because we already went into the session with a nailed setup. This is 44 plus 47, so we're at what, 92% overall here. No, 87%. No, yeah, no, it is 92% because he's got much more car part knowledge. So, yeah, it's not too far away for Isaac. If you like this track, you would like some improvements, though. I mean, the track works, but not for cars this size. And well, I suppose you could argue even smaller cars, it doesn't really work as well. It's just one of those circuits. It depends who you're driving against, how aggressive they want to be in defence. I mean, think back to 1992, the last 5 laps of Monaco. Mansell, having dominated the Grand Prix, just miles ahead of everybody, got a puncture, limped back to the pits, put on a new set of tyres, came out behind Senna, chased him down, and then for the last 5 laps was all over the back of him. Senna placed the car perfectly all the time, just no way through. And those cars, much smaller than these cars. So, I mean, yeah, overtaking was more possible back then than it is now, but I mean, it still was very tough. And you know, it's one of those circuits that definitely requires a degree of cooperation from the person you're trying to overtake. You know, if they're not prepared to let you through under any circumstances, then, you know, you either back out or you commit and probably crash. All right, so Hamilton is into the pits. We're at 93% overall for his prep. A run on mediums in the final session will get that up to 100.
Confirming you are boxing this lap. Make sure your limiter is on. So stop on the marks.
And let's see what we need to change here. Okay. So let's roll that to there. Push that up. And let's essentially flip the setups from the two cars. This is what we had on Hamilton, and we changed it to pretty much what was on Isaac's car, and now we're taking Isaac's car and changing it to pretty much what we had initially on Hamilton's car. We'll see if that works. Monaco has definitely become a harder track to drive in games as well compared to back in the day. Monaco on Microprose F1 in the early 90s was a much easier circuit to drive, even with keyboard. You know, I could set blisteringly quick lap times around that circuit, you know, multiple seconds faster than the AI. Much harder because the circuit was less accurate. It wasn't quite, you know, there was no such thing as laser scanning circuits back in the 80s and 90s. You know, it was artist renditions of the tracks. You know, they would make them as authentic feeling as possible without necessarily being completely accurate to scale. So, you know, as games have got more advanced and techniques to design and build the circuits in games to become more and more advanced, and they've become more and more realistic, the track has become harder and harder to drive. All right, final practice. We'll go with a 30-lap run, I think. More than we're going to need, I would imagine. We'll be able to call them in early if that is the case. So it's always better to have a little bit more fuel than you need than not enough. Do not want to simulate. Click the wrong button there.
So now we have green light. Keep warming up the brakes.
Understood. Understood.
Reminder for brake temperature.
Yeah, okay.
Cool the car as much as you can.
Okay.
take a lap as we go into Sanderbot. Up the hill, through Beau Rivage, this little mini type of chicane, into Massenet. And then Casino. Before into Mirabeau, where Jack Crawford crashed. Below's Hairpin. This Hairpin's had many names over the years. And then into Portier, right-hander that leads us through the tunnel. And then out down the hill into the Nouvelle Chicane. Fast left-hander up to back. Before he exits La Piscine, or the swimming pool as it's more commonly known. And then La Rascasse. And finally Anthony Noakes before blasting back up to the line again. That is a lap of Monaco. Let's speed them up now. I don't think I've ever played a NASCAR game. I did around the same period as Microprose F1. Back in the early 90s. I did play the IndyCar game that was available at the same time. But I don't think I've ever played NASCAR outside of like the Daytona arcade machine. Which technically wasn't NASCAR, but used stock cars.
How does the car feel?
Right, we have an optimal feedback from Hadjar. That's encouraging. Is it perfect? Yes, it is. Fantastic. We're at 97% there, and we're at 53%. And when you combine that in there as well, Hadjar is done. So let's call him in. There we go. Get him off the track. Yeah, I looked into getting iRacing, but I don't want to pay a monthly subscription for a game that I'm not going to be playing religiously. Even in McLaren? And there we go. That's 100% feedback or prep level for Hamilton as well. So we've got his car park knowledge up to 76. And we'll call him in. Who are the drivers for McLaren? Current reigning world champion George Russell, and Bortoletto has just moved back to McLaren, this time as a #1 driver. Sorry, as a full-time driver rather than a reserve. But their car is not good this season.
There will be speed limiter on.
And stop on the marks.
So 100% prep for Lewis and 100% prep for Hadjar. We are done with practice. Next up, qualifying. Ferrari's actually looking pretty competitive here today. Let's see if they can translate practice pace into good qualifying and race pace. There we go. FP3 is done. Qualifying for Monaco is next.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
The session will be divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3. With the slowest 5 drivers eliminated from each period, their best times will determine the grid for the upcoming race.
Karun, if we could perhaps talk about Lewis for a moment. How do you think he's feeling?
I'll say this, it's always a pleasure seeing a confident driver take to the track. Being in the right frame of mind is a real advantage.
Good point, Karun. Let's get on with qualifying.
All right, let's get ready for qualifying indeed. Evening, Daniel. Let's start by putting in the better engine bits. You know what, I might continue to use that ERS here, actually. It's one of those circuits where it's less of a problem if we develop an issue, although ideally we won't. Again, we do need to just try and stretch a little bit more life out of it, if at all possible. Okay, we are prepped. Let's hit the track.
Green light.
And let's hope that traffic is kind to us today. Perez making his way out as well. Out of contract at the end of the season. Could be moving on from Toyota Haas. Could be re-signing. It's yet to be determined. But we are approaching the mid-season point where silly season will start to kick in. Five seats up for grabs next season. One of them is Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen.
Gap
Be
is
interesting
good.
to see if they re-sign or if they maybe
you're
switch
good to go.
teams. Verstappen at Ferrari would be interesting. Would be very interesting. Am I switching up the team or am I keeping both drivers? Keeping both drivers. Can't afford to buy Hamilton out of his contract because it's obscene. It's 42 million a year. But next season is his final season, and then he'll probably retire at the end of next season. And Hadjar is in the first season of a 3-year deal. We have a clear track, no traffic. Bortoletto just making his way onto the track, so Perez will be unimpeded as well. It's an 18.4 for Hadjar in the first sector. 18.2 for Hamilton. Second split is after the back just before entering the swimming pool. And again, another 2/10 gain for Lewis. Up to the line for Isaac. It's a 19.1 for a 108.6.
Stay negative on the Delta.
And an 18.9, another couple of tenths. So, of course, it's all rounding up and down, so it equates to just under half a second. But we are ahead of Perez. And that's encouraging for Isaac. Bortoletto now starting his flying lap. He will have Norris in the way at some point. I think Perez probably will be okay. Have I ever thought about letting the AI control my team and moving on to another team? In the future, that is what's going to happen. I will reach a point where, you know, Cadillac will
Watch your speed.
become an AI team and we'll go somewhere else. But for now, because Cadillac is comfortably the worst team on the grid, it makes more sense to stay with Cadillac. It's more of a challenge.
And we need speed limiter on, and stop on the marks.
It's not a good lap here for Bortoletto. It's not quick at all. There we go. He's over a second slower than Hamilton. Let's see what Lando can do. 18.2. Oh, that's the point. I need to put a new helmet in for Lando. We'll do that, actually, after qualifying. We'll go a little behind the scenes. I'll show you how I put that on. Because I do now have a helmet for him. Lindblad slow. That's a surprise. 1.6 seconds slower. Antonelli looking quick as well. As Leclerc now starts his flying lap. And Norris goes top by just over a tenth. Antonelli is going to take that away from him at this point. Behrman's looking pretty pacey in that first sector. And across the line for Charles Leclerc, and it's only good enough for fourth. He's slower than Hamilton.
Now.
Behrman slots into fifth. Oh, and it's a crash. And Leclerc's out.
For Albon.
And that is a red flag.
Red flag.
Just a loss of control there for Leclerc.
I am stupid. I switch off everything.
What a disaster
As for the team back at the
for
garage,
Leclerc and Ferrari.
It was a tough moment to watch.
Best he can do now is start 16th, and he may even need to start from the pit lane, depending on how much stuff has been broken there and whether they've got like-for-like replacements. Has that reset our drivers' confidence levels? Hamilton's going to slot out right behind Verstappen. I do mean right behind. Look how close that is.
Okay.
Confidence levels still slightly elevated, but not as high as they were.
We'll need good warm up on the brakes. Okay.
Really
Okay,
would
gap is
prefer
good.
not to be directly behind
Good to go.
Verstappen like this. It's going to have a big impact on our performance with the dirty air here. I don't think the slipstream is going to have any real
Track is
benefit
clear.
around this
Track
circuit.
is clear.
But it is a much better car than us, so
Off.
theoretically the gap should increase pretty quickly, and already it's more comfortable. We're going to have a Williams in the way. Or are we, actually? Max might get him to pull over. No. Max gets through. We get through, but we had a little bit of traffic. No improvement for Hadjar in the opening sector. Or Hamilton. Hamilton actually down a couple of tenths on his first attempt. Hadjar not improving in the middle either. I'm not expecting either driver to improve then, based on this. But just completing the run will give us an extra little boost to our drivers' confidence levels. There we go, for completing a flying lap. So no improvement at all for either driver so far. There we go. Max up into 6th place, just ahead of Isaac.
Yep.
Here's Stroll in the Audi. Track's certainly getting a lot busier. And Stroll goes 8th, ahead of Perez and Bortoletto and his teammate Lindblad by a comfortable margin. Sainz on a quick lap, but he's stuck behind Gasly. That's going to slow him down. Which Williams is that? Is that Lawson or Albon? It's Albon. Albon also getting held up by Gasly.
So limiter should be on now.
Oh, what a first
Stop
sector for Iwasa. Where has that pace come from?
Pit limiter on. Stop on the marks.
This is a good lap for Iwasa. This is going to put him up in the top part of the grid here. Leclerc's still fourth. Yeah, he won't stay there. He may well get through to the next session. I can't see him getting knocked out in this session, but because he's retired, he will take no further part in qualifying. So if he does get through to the next session, best he can do is 16th, because he won't be running. And there we go, Iwasa up to third, just behind Norris and ahead of Lewis by about a tenth of a second there. Russell looking pretty quick in the first sector. He's going to have a Williams in the way. That's going to be Albon. Albon pulls to the inside of the tunnel, but that might have compromised Russell slightly. Let's see what his middle sector looks like. 31.2, not bad. Piastri pops up into third place. Evening, Dino. Last corner through Anthony Noakes. Up to the line for George. It's a quick final sector, and it's good enough to get him up to fourth. See what Gasly does, having gone in the way of a couple of people. He's good enough for P7, 4 tenths away. But Schumacher and Colapinto also setting times right now. Let's prep a new set of tyres. If actually, no, I think we're quick enough that we don't need to. Go again. Actually, Isaac might need to. I'm going to stay with the same tyres. And we'll do the same with Hamilton as well. We will send him out for one last run. You never know. Might find a touch more. But I'm probably going to keep Hamilton in the garage. So, Colapinto good enough for 13th. Yeah, Hadjar down to 14th now. What about Mick? Exits the swimming pool. Piastri dives into the pit lane. Decent lap from Schumacher. He goes up to 10th.
Get the tyres ready.
Yeah.
Right. Isaac. Don't let me down here, boy.
So you're in a good position.
We might have some traffic. It's going to be tight with Verstappen. Hopefully he won't get in our way through Beau Rivage. Pulls out of the way, thank you. It's an 18.3, so a little bit of an improvement for Isaac in the first sector. He found a 10th. Up to the Nouvelle chicane. Nice and tidy through there. Back and the second split, no improvements. And now we're on the bobble. And Stroll goes up to 10th. Drew Raskas and Anthony Noakes up the line. Can we squeeze a little bit more? No. But at least we did get that improvement in the first sector. So that puts Colapinto in the danger zone. Maybe I should have gambled on, well, not gambled, but maybe should have gone with fresh tyres. I thought we might be able to get enough out of this set to get improvement in a couple of sectors. Kind of banking on improving in the middle as well. I didn't think we'd get it in the final sector. Lindblad there on an in-lap. No, that's not a Lindblad, that's Stroll on an in-lap. Lindblad's also on an in-lap, so he's done. This is Albon on a flyer. Not a great first sector. Average middle sector. It's not enough. Albon is out. So, Perez, way down in the danger zone, in the drop zone here. You've got to expect him to improve, and Tsunoda as well, for that matter. But an 18.7, that's still
sure your limiter is on.
Nearly half a second off.
Stopping on the marks.
What Hadjar was doing. Lawson is looking a bit pacey. 18.1 in the opening sector. Colapinto is improving. I did not want him to improve. As Ocon pulls out of the way as he makes his way back to the pits. Tsunoda crosses the line. He's only good enough for 21st. He's done. Colapinto is definitely a threat, as is Lawson. Colapinto is going to cross the line first. Can he get that Maserati ahead of us? I hope not. He does. He jumps up to 8th place. And Lawson knocks out Hadjar. Goes second. What a lap from Lawson. So now we are out. It's immaterial. It's a question now of where we're going to finish in qualifying. Bortoletto through the swimming pool. I don't think he's going to make it out of the session. Behrman in danger. His teammate may well knock him out here. Across the line, and Bortoletto improves to 19th. The Schumacher improved up to 14th. Sainz is going to survive, but it's going to be tight. Here comes Perez, and I think he's going to knock out Behrman. Across the line, and it's P2 for Perez. So Behrman is eliminated. Hadjar is going to start 18th with the potential to move up a place, depending on whether or not Leclerc starts with the pit lane. And I don't think there are any other penalties to be applied. So eliminated at the end of Q1, Ollie Behrman, Isaac Hadjar, Gabriel Bortoletto, Alex Albon, Yuki Tsunoda and Arvid Lindblad. All right, let's show you how the sausage is made. We're going to hit save. And we're going to close. We've got the new mod pack here. Let's cut that and paste it in here. like so, and then get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. So let's go to shortcut to packs into our mods for the Cadillac series. I want to go to the DLC pack files in here. 2025 driver helmets, and we want to find Lando Norris. There he is. And if we go into our all-team pack here, he's at Mercedes now. Oh, crap. Which car is he in? Is he in car 1 or car 2? I don't remember. Let's have a look at... the lineup. Which car is he in? He's in car 1. So I want the car 1 helmet. I want to copy that. Paste it in there. Oh, it won't let me paste it. Ah, damn it. All right, let's see if I can take these. There we go. So I'll do that instead. So that means that if he goes back to McLaren, he'll get his regular helmet. But now he should have his own Mercedes-style helmet at Mercedes. So let's load the game back up and see if it's worked. Okay, so if this has worked, we should see Lando Norris with the right helmet now. So let's go continue. Hajar is out, unfortunately, but we will continue to press on with Lewis. Start on a set of scrub tyres. Send him out, and we'll keep an eye out for when Norris hits the track.
So now we have green light.
Schumacher exiting as well. We beat him out. That's good. Do not want to be affected by dirty air on this lap.
Copy, loud and
Max
clear.
is making his way out as well.
And if you want, you can go to mode warm-up.
Understood.
Just repositioning the window on my screen. There we go. That's why it was pausing for a second. No sign of Lando yet.
Track clear. Start button off.
Schumacher's dropped back a little bit, so we'll have less of an impact on his lap. We're going to get a nice clean run, no traffic. Russell makes his way out. And 18.4, that's not bad. It's a couple of tenths down on what his best is, which is an 18.2. That's what Schumacher's just done. But we are on those scrubs. Or 31.1. I'm assuming that Schumacher has a new tyre advantage, but we'll find out in a second. And a 19.2 for a 108.7. Mixed tyres at 89%. Hours at 82, so yeah, that was a new set for Schumacher. What about Max? Did he have a new set on? Yes, he did as well. All right, let's keep the eyes peeled for Lando. Let's see how George is getting on. George, of course, using his proper helmet with a Mercedes tint. It's a good first sector for George. Might get a little bit of dirty air here to close the lap out. From Schumacher.
And stopping in front of the garage.
Still a good lap from George though. He's gone purple. And he crosses the line. It's purple across the board. It's a 107.9. Going to go again on those tyres. We've got Antonelli making his way out. That's his normal helmet. It's not what we need to see. Sainz across the line. And he goes into P2.
Keep warming up the brakes.
Understood.
Gasly now up into second place. Oscar looking very quick. He's about to go top. And Norris has left the pits. And we have a yellow flag.
Red flag.
Hasn't worked. Oh, it's because I got the team helmet on. That's why. Gasly's crashed it. That looks like Massenet.
Gasly here.
Same corner that Leclerc had his off, and it's the same collision.
Oh, there's contact with the barrier. And that is a miserable mark on their qualifying session.
So yeah, I know why that hasn't worked, and I can fix that behind the scenes, and then we'll have to close and reload. But a second qualifying session with a red flag. And this time we're going to be beaten onto the track by Colapinto, but that's okay. So, right, while this lap is going on, I am going to fix the Mercedes team helmet issue. Because I have cut custom team helmets in there as well, which are overwriting.
Track is clear. Track is clear. Charge button off for last corner. Charge button off.
Can't delete it at the moment because it's in use. That makes sense. All right, so we'll have to do that at the end of the session. Strange crashes on the in-lap. Well, I mean, it is one of those circuits where we see crashes. We do see them here as well, coming out of Massenet into Casino. We see crashes there a bit. We see them into Saint Devote. We do see them here as well, coming into Portier, both on entrance and exit. But we don't normally see crashes here at the chicane. We normally just see lockups. I don't think I've actually seen the AI crash to back here. Again, we normally see a little bit of corner cutting, you know, over that curb there on the exit of the Nouvelle chicane. We don't normally see crashes through La Rascasse or Anthony-Nogues either. So there are certain corners where crashes are more likely to happen than others. But yeah, it's unusual that we've had two identical
At the moment,
red flag
V8.
crashes in concurrent sessions like that. All right, so no improvement, but I didn't think we would improve. I just wanted to get another flying lap on the board, try and get that little boost to the confidence again. And then we'll put on a brand new set of tyres and see how we do. Let's ride on board with Kimi Antonelli, who is shadowing his teammate as they both start a flying lap. That is Norris ahead. Piastri once again looking very quick.
Speed limiter on, please. And stop on the marks.
Norris up on Antonelli by a couple of tenths in the first sector. Piastri goes top. I think it rolled back, because didn't he go top just before the crash? I think it might have rolled him back. Or am I thinking of the previous session? I might have been thinking of the previous session when he went top. We are currently in the top 10, but we're not going to stay there, and at least not on the tyres that we were on. I'm hoping fresh tyres will do us the power of good, though. Let's cue those up now. Ocon is into P4. Norris up to the line. Goes third. Antonelli slots up to sixth. And we'll send Hamilton out in what is hopefully going to be a nice little bit of clear air. Crashes into Saint Devote due to heroics. Well, yeah. That's one of those little halo stickers you could stick on an F122. No heroics into Sanderbot. So just 3 cars on an out lap because Russell's just left the pits. Colapinto, Russell and us. Everyone else on an in lap. If we can get ahead of Gasly, that's 2 cars that we don't have to worry about getting ahead of us, that being Leclerc and Gasly. Schumacher starts a flying lap. He does an 18.2. Perez decides he wants to exit the pits as we're coming through. Thank you so much for that, Checo. And he is going to get in our way. He's absolutely going to get in our way. Just a question of how much time we lose. 18.3. It's not a great first sector for Lewis.
Got traffic, man.
We've seen it.
I had a Portier. This is where Perez will pull over. I think we might have got away with that to a degree. We will have lost a little bit of time, but not as much as we could have lost had we been outright blocked. Into the back and second splits. So 31.1, it's not bad. But we're down on Schumacher at the moment. Russell goes purple in the first sector. We need a really good final sector here. If we want to get ahead of Gasly. It's not good enough. 10th. We're going to get knocked out. Max is going to do it to us, I think. Unless we can somehow ruin his lap. Here he is. Colapinto looking pretty good. He's P2 and on a new personal best. Crosses the line and doesn't actually improve. He stays P2, but that's enough to get him through, I'm sure of that. Oh, Max is being held up by his own teammate. And he had a purple first sector as well. Gets through at the hairpin. He won't have any more traffic issues for the rest of the lap now. So let's see what that's done to his middle sector. (31.2). It's still pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's going to be enough to knock us out, I think. Lawson and Lewis are also looking like they're going to knock us out.
And stop on the marks.
Perez crosses the line. He stays P14. And Max does knock us out. He goes P6. So we're out in 11th right now. Here comes Lawson out of the final turn and driving for the line. He goes P3. He's looked really quick today, hasn't he? This Liam Lawson. That'd be a hell of a result if he can keep that kind of consistent pace going. Right, next to cross the line will be Stroll. It's not looking amazingly good for Stroll here. We should beat him. And he takes a couple of tenths off his time, but stays P15. Will Sainz knock out Gasly? He's the last car that can. And he does, up to 7th. But nobody else is setting a time. So top 10 will be Piastri, Russell, Lawson, Colapinto, Norris, Ocon, Sainz, Verstappen, Antonelli, and Schumacher out in Q2. Pierre Gasly Lewis Hamilton, Ayumu Iwasa, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, and Charles Leclerc, who did not take part in the session. Let's see who sticks it on pole. It was Oscar from Max, so it is a Red Bull front row lockout. Lawson does get third place ahead of Lando Norris. Fifth place for Russell, sixth for Sainz, seventh for Antonelli, eighth for Ocon, ninth for Colapinto, and 10th for Schumacher. No penalties, but two cars potentially starting from the pit lane. I can't save on this screen, unfortunately. So, we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will save, quit, remove the file I need to remove, reload, and hopefully Norris will have his proper helmet for the Monaco Grand Prix.
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers now prepare for 78 laps around this historic track.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start.
Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy La Rascasse to the treacherous Saint Devote, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. The teams are making their final preparations down in the pit lane, ahead of today's race.
So while the teams make their final preparations, we will make our final preparations. There we go. Right, so I need to remove that file. It's still telling me it's in use. It shouldn't be. That's annoying. Right, let's try again. Let's close the whole file explorer down and reopen it. Team helmets, Mercedes, car 1, delete. It says it's in use. Why are you in use? Weird. Very strange. I wonder if it's because Steam is open. Let me close Steam. Yeah, there we go. Now they're gone. So, let's reload. Evening, Victor. How are you today? Right, that should have fixed the issue. So, let's take a look at the amended starting grid, shall we? What changes are there? We have a pit lane start for Gasly, so Leclerc will start from P15 instead of 16th. That promotes Hadjar up to 17th, and Hamilton is 11th. Okay, strategy time. We've got a couple of options. We could go with an aggressive medium hard like that, which I don't really want to do. More likely we'll go medium soft, like that. I can even be quite aggressive with the mediums if I really wanted to be. Like really aggressive with the mediums. We could switch that around and we could start on the mediums, super aggressive, and then go soft. Which is tempting. Very tempting. We could try the one stop. It's definitely slower, but we will hold on to track position. But that does mean we're going to have to work really hard to overtake. This will at least give us the grip to try and pull off overtakes. Let's go with that, I think. And then we'll do something similar. We'll switch it round. We'll go... No, we'll go the same. We'll go mediums to softs for Isaac. There we go. We are going to take fuel out of the car. We are going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps of fuel out for Hamilton. Start very aggressive. And we're going to take 6 laps out for Isaac. Again, start very aggressive. There we go. So, we are prepped and ready with the strategies. Let's send them to the grid for the start of the Monaco Grand Prix.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. Mick Schumacher, a composed figure, approaching this one.
Okay.
Starting P10
Why is
puts them in
Schumacher
the right place to get
wearing
some
Norris's helmet?
but there's still a lot to do.
That might just be a visual bug
This
for the
should
grid.
certainly be a good one, folks.
Okay, that's very
It's time
bizarre.
for one of the most exciting races in the world. This is the Monaco
Yeah,
Grand
there he is
Prix.
wearing his normal helmet. Well,
And
maybe
it's
actually, I'm
lights
not
out,
sure.
And away we go.
All right, come on, Hamilton. Come on. There we go. We get ahead of Schumacher. Can we hold the position?
Good job there, keep it like this.
He's going to come back at us.
P10.
We have the inside line through here. And there we go. And it does look like Schumacher is actually wearing the correct helmet. Yes, he is. He's wearing his proper Alpine helmet there. Let's see if we get a good angle of this final overtake in the end. There we go. Squeezed him on the exit of Portier. So, does that mean Norris has the right helmet? No! Why does he not have the right helmet? That's so weird. He should have it. He should have it. I haven't knackered up Gasly by any chance instead, have I? No, Gasly's still wearing his helmet. That's really bizarre. I don't know what's going on there, but...
Got to him 0.9.
It is what it is, I suppose. Let's click through the drivers one by one, make sure that it's not gone the wrong on the wrong car somewhere.
Charge button on.
Charge on.
Copy.
Yeah, that's strange. I'll have to look into that as to why that's not working as intended. Welcome, CMS. So we're in the top 10 with Lewis. Still in 17th with Isaac. Behind Charles Leclerc. We have a yellow flag. It's a safety car. It's going to be a red flag. Russell is out. Lawson is out. Oh, Lawson.
Safety car. Safety car.
Oh, qualified in third place. Looked strong all through qualifying. Oh, and he got shunted into the barrier by Russell. Not his fault at all.
And you can just feel the frustration from the team watching on the monitors.
Oh, what a disaster. And that means strategies are going to change.
Okay, so heading into turn one.
Yeah, watch
here.
Russell. Locks up, hits the barrier,
Within
bounces
a
off
split
into the back
second,
of
impact's made,
Lawson.
And they'll definitely be facing a few questions from the team
No
after
heroics into Sandavot, indeed.
that. And for the crew watching on in the garage, that really must have been a hard one to take.
So, a very, very early red flag. And thankfully, we were not caught up in that. So, 10th and 17th, that will become 8th and 15th on the restart. And we've already just saved quite a good chunk of fuel. So, do we change our tyres? No, I don't see any reason to. We will stay as we are. Oh, actually, we've got 3 sets of softs with Isaac. So let's go soft, soft, soft with Isaac. We'll leave Hamilton where he is, tyre-wise. There we go.
The restart is moments away as the race continues. out. And away we go.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Understood.
So we have to fight Schumacher again. This time
Mode push,
we are on
please.
the inside. It's doing that weird sound glitch again.
And you are doing a really good job
There we go.
at the moment.
And
yeah.
we fight him off much more convincingly this time. Yeah, he just bailed out of it halfway through the move and got in behind us. A little surprised, but I'm happy with that. Hadjar has gained a place as well. He's got ahead of Charles Leclerc, or is trying to go ahead of Charles Leclerc. Come on, make it stick, make it stick.
His focus is on lap
Leclerc.
racing. So we've got snowed at the
He hasn't completed it yet. We're still side by side. We're still in there. And now he finally
Okay,
completes
let's
the
get on it.
move
Still everything to play for.
and gets it back. Damn it.
DRS
Schumacher
is
running
enabled.
wide.
Let's take a look at the replay. Let's
That's
follow
on the exit
drivers then
of the
through
swimming
turn
pool.
16.
Cuts that
And
chicane.
nearly- oh, just running wide.
That's a
They've
good way
gotta
to
be
break your
careful and
underfloor.
Watch the car there.
So Russell will have a penalty in Austria. Heart goes out to Lawson. It's what could have been weekend for him.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Understood.
And look at that. We're down to just
Charge
3.6 kilos under and 4.7 kilos. We've gained over 3 kilos of fuel. Which is very nice. Right. Colapinto is already at risk.
No lift off.
Let's see if we can get him.
You are doing a good job. Yep.
No. Here's the answer.
And some lift off if you can.
Yep.
And try to cool down the tires.
Tyres
as much as
breathe
possible.
for a couple of laps.
Understood.
So, as we approach the end of lap 7, it is Piastri from Verstappen. Norris is up to 3rd. He's still with the wrong helmet. Yes, he is. Again, don't know why that hasn't worked. I'll have to look into that. It might be the wrong helmet that's been deleted. It might be that he's wearing helmet 2, not helmet 1. Sainz in 4th. Then it's Ocon from Antonelli. Colapinto. Hamilton in 8th place. Then it's Schumacher 9th, Perez in 10th, Iwasa, Stroll, Behrman, Leclerc, Hadjar in 15th, 16th is Yuki Tsunoda, 17th for Bortoletto, 18th for Lindblad, 19th is Alex Albon, 20th Pierre Gasly. 2 retirements so far. Liam Lawson, the unfortunate victim of George Russell, who hit the barrier, then hit Lawson, then hit the barrier again, and Lawson hit the barrier as a result of being hit from behind.
And push.
Charge on.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we just missed DRS. But so did Schumacher. At some point we are going to need to try and push past Colapinto. See if we can get a little bit more battery back in the car. So a lot of the cars in front of us are going to be running longer, so we're going to get a nice, good undercut opportunity. It's just a question of who's going to try and undercut us. I would imagine that we are looking at one stops for everybody ahead of us. Ignoring, Colapinto and Norris and Max having changed their tyres already under the red flag. Likewise for Hadjar, we've got a chance of an undercut, but we need to be pulling out a bigger gap than this.
Charge button on, charge button on.
We are at least starting to put a little bit of clear air between us and Nick.
Same thing on tire saving. Good job there.
But Hadjar's kind of stuck. Oh, a fault for Antonelli. This could change things a bit.
There! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
He's already dropping away from Ocon quite quickly, as you can see. Colapinto is going to be having a look. We will slowly try and just cruise up to that. Lapping a second a lap quicker than Tsunoda at the moment. We need about 18-ish seconds for a pit stop around this circuit. Currently, we do not have enough to get ahead of anybody with Hamilton. But we're getting there. Right, Antonelli in real trouble. Colapinto is looking feisty. Iwasa cuts the
Let's
swimming
see
pool.
what happened there. Oh no! Why'd they go? And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there because...
No way through yet. Hamilton just keeping a watching brief, about 1.5 seconds back. Again, no way through for Colapinto. And the gap has ballooned already to Ocon, nearly 3 seconds now. Guessing it's a battery issue for Antonelli. May as well do a little
We
bit
need
of
to
fuel
do
saving
more
with
than
Isaac
coast.
while we're
Please
stuck.
increase by 10%.
Just look after these tires.
Understood.
Lap 13, Piastri has a nice, comfortable lead over his teammate at the moment, and he's still on his original tyres as well. It's another 3.5 seconds to gap back to Verstappen. Then it's Norris, another 3 seconds further back. Sainz in fourth is still on his starting medium tyres. Then it's Ocon in fifth, keeping Sainz honest. Antonelli in sixth with some kind of issue to the car. Colapinto putting some pressure on. Hamilton just sitting back in eighth at the moment.
Yeah.
Just trickle charging the battery. Schumacher's about 2 seconds or so behind us, ahead of Perez, Iwasa. Stroll a couple of seconds back has Behrman and Leclerc for company. Hadjar just doing a little fuel saving at the moment. There's nowhere for him to move forward. We are lapping quicker than Tsunoda. He is about 5 seconds behind us now, and he has Bortoletto for company. Then it's Lindblad, Albon and Gasly to round out the 20 runners. And I think, yeah, it looks like Antonelli's pace has picked up a little bit again. Oh. Wrong button.
Tire phase update when you can.
Tires are good.
Right, let's just ease the tyres off for a moment. Do a bit more fuel saving as well. Let's take a look at the gap back behind Hamilton. So, 18 seconds needed for a pit stop. We have about 18 seconds or so to Gasly at the moment, lapping a second a lap quicker than everyone from Tsunoda back. That gap, 14 seconds at the moment. So we're almost in a position with Hamilton where we can box him and get him out in front of Yuki. We're not there yet.
Charge button on.
And that's a little slower than I'd like, a 1:13.0. Let's stop fuel saving. Leclerc is, well, I say Leclerc. Hadjar is dropping away because we are doing some fuel saving with him. Let's give him a bit of battery.
Mode push.
Yeah.
Ocon starting to drift away from Sainz. Hamilton's tyres cooling down again. What's our pace? A 1:12.4, so a little bit better. And now we've got an issue for Stroll. Yeah, he's having issues with his battery. That might make it easier for Behrman to finally get past him, which then might free up Charles Leclerc.
And tires are good to push.
Still need a little bit more out of Lewis. Tyres are cooled down so we can start to push them again. But we're now definitely at a grip deficit to the cars we were chasing.
So we believe we will be soon. Okay.
1:12.0, that's better. Another 4/10 quicker than the previous lap. 1:12.8 for Yuki as he crosses the line, and 1:12.9. So that gap is increasing. It's now... Oh no, it's only... Oh wait, there we go. It's now just over 15 seconds.
We need big lift off.
Understood.
Haven't
We
really
need to
gained
reduce
anything
the
at all
fuel
with
usage.
Hadjar doing that.
Charge.
Fuel
on.
saving does seem to have quite a dramatic effect on pace here. Of course, we may end up, doing a whole chunk of fuel saving and then get another VSC or a safety car and end up massively overfueled, which would not be ideal, but it's helping keep the tyre temps under control at the moment by just lifting and coasting into the corners rather than pushing the braking zones. 1:12.3, Tsunoda did it another 1:12.9, so it's another 0.6 of a second. Just edging closer to that pit window.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Understood.
We'll get Hadjar down to 3 kilos, and then, because he's at 3.3, which is 3 laps exactly. It's 1.1 kilos per lap here. So we'll get him down to 3. And then we'll stop fuel saving with him as well. New fastest lap for Verstappen, a 1:11.0. Took 0.6 out of Piastri, but the gap is still 5 seconds. We did a 1:12.0. Here comes Yuki under pressure for Bortoletto. Gap opening up to Lindblad in 18th place. So if we have a slow stop and end up coming out behind these guys, at least we're not going to come out behind all of them. Another 1:12.9 for Tsunoda. Gap now 16.5 seconds or so. Nearly 17 seconds. We're almost there. We're going to build in a little bit of a buffer, I think. We'll try and get to like 20 seconds. And I think that's probably enough on the fuel saving for now.
Suggest
For
that
Isaac.
you can reduce the amount of lift and coast.
Let's see if we can
at
get him to start closing up a little bit with his pace. Starting to lose a little bit of ground to Yuki on that last lap. Although he did have a little bit less battery.
And as far as we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
Is that an escalation of the battery issues for Stroll? Or is that a reoccurrence of the issue? Or is that a different fault entirely? We're not stopping yet. 1:11.9 for Lewis. Planning to just eke away from Mick again and just slightly, and I do mean slightly quicker than Colapinto on that last lap. Hadjar did a 1:13.1, Tsunoda a 1:13.0, half a tenth between them. Albon with an issue now as well.
I lost a little power coming through the last corner.
That might be an engine issue. Yeah, well, whatever the fault was for Antonelli, it seems to have stabilised. I think it might just have been maybe a reduced output on the battery, perhaps. It's still there, but it's not affecting him too badly. Hadjar's pace has picked back up again, a 1:12.2. 1:13. Oh, Antonelli's fault's getting worse, perhaps.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Yes, that is an escalation of whatever issue it was. So if that was battery, and that's now a lot more severe. Oh, and Albon's car again.
The car doubled and shifted.
Now he's having gearbox issues, or is that an escalation of what he had before? Hasn't gone yellow. Hasn't gone orange, sorry. So that's a separate fault. So it looks like he has problems with the engine and the gearbox. Why don't I use ERS on neutral? Because I'm slowly trickle charging the battery back up again. I am going to turn these off. It's already off on Hadjar. I'm going to turn it off on Hamilton now that he's pulled away from Mick again. So if I leave it on neutral, then I'll deploy 2 kilojoules and gain 2 kilojoules, and the battery will just stay at a flat rate. This way I'll spend 1.8 kilojoules a lap and gain 0.2 to the battery over a lap. I'm not going to gain pace enough to Colapinto to make any real difference. We're going to be undercutting him by stopping in a moment anyway. And we're still keeping ourselves ahead of Mick, so it makes sense to just try and get that little bit extra battery in the car where we can without severely impacting our race pace. We're still trying to lap quick enough to gap Tsunoda, don't forget. That gap is now 19, nearly 20 seconds. So we're almost there. Just a couple more laps to Lewis and we can box him and come out ahead of Tsunoda. Problem for Behrman.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
Temperatures are
112.3.
going slightly up.
Yep.
Hadjar about to cross the line. 112.4. Lap not quite as consistent with his laps. And a 112.8 for Tsunoda, so another half a second gained on that lap. We're fast approaching the point where we're going to have to pull the trigger on this pit stop. Gap is 20 seconds. That gives us a 2-second bit of wiggle room. Just like an extra couple of seconds if at all possible. Let's see what we do across the line. These tyres are definitely overheating now and the grip is reducing. So we're going to hit that point where we're just not going to be quick enough to stay out and keep building that gap. Might even start going the opposite direction. 112.3, 112.4 effectively. So, how close to the back of the grid is Hadjar going to drop?
Yeah.
Within a couple of seconds of Alex Albon. We'll keep him out for another lap or two. Snowden at 113.0, so the gap is 20.5 seconds. We're looking at maybe one more lap for Lewis.
Mode push.
Yeah.
We're going to come out very close to Gasly. Unfortunately, with Isaac, he's not going to get much time to really get the best out of those tyres. Another 112.3 for Lewis. Can I squeeze one more lap out of him?
Box this lap, please.
112.4 for Hadjar. What does Sonoda do? 113.3. Oh, nice. So we pulled out another second. And there we go. The gap is 21.5, nearly 22 seconds. Let's box Lewis. And we've actually gone past
now,
his
box,
scheduled
confirmed.
pit window. So
I'm gonna box this up.
we need to put that back in. I've already programmed Hadjar's stop in.
And charge button.
I was looking at the wrong car.
Charge button on.
All right, so into the pits then for Lewis. .2. It's not quick, but it's clean. That's the important thing.
Track will be clear.
Sonoda into Anthony Noakes now. That's a good stop, 1.95. Hamilton is going to be comfortably clear in the end. Oh, we almost got ahead of Albon and Gasly.
Gap to Tsunoda,
It's a
5.5.
shame we couldn't quite pull that one off.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is going to be Gasly.
All right, so now we'll go on to neutral. This battery's pretty much full. And we'll wait till the tyres are up to temp, and then we'll start to really push with Lewis. I'm going to keep charging up Hadjar's battery. Not going to push yet and waste some of the tyres. We'll let them come up to temperature naturally while he's harvesting. He's still close enough to be in DRS range, and maybe to sneak an overtake when someone's not looking. Seven tenths out of Leclerc, just in the middle sector alone there.
DRS.
Understood.
So, new fastest lap for Lewis, and he wasn't even pushing. Now he is.
Charge on.
Okay.
You've got the pace.
Yeah.
Doing a good job on tires.
Absolutely eating up the tarmac between us and Charles here. Purple. This is going to be a monster lap. On 10.9 last time around. This should be at least a second quicker, if not hopefully 2 seconds quicker. 1:09.9. There we go. That's nice.
Charge button on. And try to increase pushing status. And we need some lift and coast.
I was hoping we could maybe sneak our way up the inside there.
Yeah.
We do need to find a way through now if we can.
Tyre temps look good.
Yeah.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Hard to overcome the DRS, but hopefully up the hill here
Gasly.
into Beau Rivage. No, there's no window there. Damn it. All right,
We need to do the full management on this set.
let's just protect
And we
for a
need to
lap or
increase
two.
lift and coast by 30%.
Leclerc's going to be boxing soon. It's not sure exactly when.
Gap to him 0.9. Charge on.
No, Hadjal's not in clean air. But he's low tyre push, fuel saving, harvesting. We're in a DRS train, so it's going to be really hard because our car isn't great to get the run we need to make the move into Sanderbot. And likewise, Gasly's pushing because he's getting close to his stop, I think. So he's tucked up and getting a slipstream off Albon. It's just a little too tough to overcome at the moment. So we'll just keep an eye on the tyres, protect them a little bit so we can be more aggressive as soon as a window of opportunity presents itself. We'll continue to do a bit of fuel saving, refill the battery, bide our time.
And more energy available.
Yep.
See if we can be a bit more forceful with Hamilton though. Leclerc's tyres are going to be suffering a fair bit more. Through at the moment, so again we'll just continue to
charge button on, charge
wait
on.
for a clear-cut opportunity.
Look after the front tires.
If I was able to get there quicker, we could have actually tried to force that move on Gasly.
Yeah.
But the car's definitely not happy.
So what is that? Is that gearbox or engine? It's one of the two. See if he starts dropping away quickly from Lindblad. If he is, it's probably the gearbox.
Do you need to be mode push?
Okay.
No more lift and coast.
Okay.
We nearly forced the issue last time without even trying. Might have a better chance here. You have the 22 manager game for the PS4. Is it worth getting the 24 for the PS4? I'm assuming you don't have a PS5. Because visually it looks and runs so much smoother on the PS5, but it's essentially exactly the same game on both systems. Just it looks and runs a little bit better on the PS5 than the PS4. It's definitely a big improvement over 22. 22, the AI was pretty basic. It was a very easy game. It's certainly more difficult on the
Very happy with tyre management.
on the 24 version of the game. You can add a creator team, so you can add an 11th team to the grid. It's a more polished experience.
Cool the car.
It's definitely a big step up from 22. Just can't squeeze our way through.
Slow down now.
Okay.
Okay, remember mode push.
Yeah, okay.
Use the energy.
Understood.
Come on, Lewis.
It's impossible to follow.
Ah, come on.
Race is long.
Oh, we're in danger of getting lapped by Piastri here. He's right behind Isaac.
You are doing a good job on tires.
There we go. That's us getting lapped. Let's see if we can follow him through.
Mode push.
Yeah,
You can save less.
okay. Okay.
There we go. We're through on Gasly. Leclerc's into the pits, finally. And unleashes Hamilton for a
Doing
lap.
great job.
But we've lost so much time.
Yeah.
A bit clunky, but we got through.
What about tyres? No management required.
Okay.
Hamilton's onto the back of
And try to cool down the tires
Behrman
as
already.
much as possible.
Perez into the pits. Look how much time we've lost to Leclerc. We were right behind him. Well, say right behind him. We were, what, 4 seconds behind him.
Charge button on.
Now we are 10 seconds behind him. And a lap down. It's going to be another disappointing weekend for Hadjar, but he will get a top 18 finish. And Piastri's into the pits, as is Alex Albon. We get the DRS, that'll help us close up on Lindblad. Let's start harvesting battery again, because we'll be on him pretty quickly.
Charge on.
Charge button on.
Set.
Sainz in the pits as well.
Tire phase update when you can.
My tires are good.
Now Schumacher's into the pits. He will at least get out ahead of Schumacher.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Hoping to find a way through. Tires down to 70% now. That's not good.
Okay for mode push.
Getting that way through.
Charge on.
We desperately need to get past him as quickly as we can. Hamilton will get out in ahead of Colapinto, but we were ahead of him already. No, we were behind him, weren't we? So we've undercut Colapinto, but the trouble is, we need to stop again with Lewis at some point soon. Caught back up to Stroll. And there's Colapinto. So it's not really that far ahead of him. New fastest lap for Charles Leclerc. Right, one of the cars in front has disappeared into the pits.
Mode push, please. Mode push.
Come on, Isaac. This is frustrating. We've got so much more pace in this and we can't unleash any of it. Ocon and Iwasa both hit the pits.
So deployed.
Understood.
Stroll boxes. Behrman didn't get the DRS. Lewis couldn't find a way through. Colapinto and Schumacher are right behind us again.
.0 now. Continue, keep going.
You need to keep your K1 usage down a bit, otherwise you'll just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken by everybody.
Ah,
Cool the car as much as you can.
oh, come on. Oh, this is so frustrating. Right, Hamilton finally gets past Ollie Behrman. If he dies in the pits this lap now, I'm going to be really pissed.
And charge button on.
Is that a retirement for Albon?
No power.
He does dive in the pits, god damn it.
And increase lift and coast. And we need to increase tire saving.
And now our undercut has failed dramatically because these guys are right behind on hard tyres. And we're not going to be able to gap enough to come out ahead of them. Miserable. Stroll finally hits the pits. No, Lindblad, sorry. So Hadjar can go after Tsunoda, finally. This again has not worked out for him either. It's been a horrible middle stint for us. Antonelli's into the pits. Medium tyres. We might get ahead of him. It will be tight. Ocon's gone through. Here comes Hamilton. There's Hamilton. Hamilton is through. And Antonelli's going to come out behind Schumacher. Damn, I was hoping he would get out in front of Colapinto. Because his car is sick. So we'd have the potential to hold everybody up behind us. Tsunoda's into the pits, so more clear air for Isaac. But again, the best of our tyres is gone. And whereas we looked like we were pretty much set for a point finish earlier with Hamilton, now I'm not so sure. And Piastri is closing back in on us again. There he is. All right, Colapinto's under pressure from Schumacher. That's good. And then we'll slow them down as they fight. Antonelli is going to do a good job of holding up Perez and Leclerc and Iwasa.
Tire phase update when you can.
Rears, starting to wear.
And our tyres are starting to slip. And we're going to have to work really hard now if we're going to hang on. We need a safety car. I have no idea what tyres are like around us. So let's have a look. Ocon has recently stopped. He's probably going to go to the end on those tyres. Norris is probably going to have to stop again. Sainz is good. Piastri is good. Max is good. Cars behind us are good. They're going to the end. Leclerc is. Iwasa is. Stroll is. Behrman is now. Hadjar needs to stop again. Going to the end, to the end, to the end, to the end. Yeah, it's not looking good for either of our cars, really. Colapinto's closed back up on us again.
Yep.
Oscar's already lapped us. So at least fuel is not an issue anymore.
Okay to push harder through 6 and 7 if you can.
Let's see if we can try and build some kind of gap to Albon. If I can get out ahead of him, that will be better. But I mean, he's only 4 seconds behind us, so no. He's 12 seconds behind us. 12, 13 seconds behind us. So we might, if we're lucky, be able to get out ahead of him. He is there, just going through to back right now. Doing 113s. 111.8, that's better. Hamilton's tyre pace down to 111. That's not good. New fastest lap for Sainz, 109.2. Still need to do more fuel saving with Hamilton, but we can't really justify doing it just yet. Again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we get a VSC or a safety car, something where I can save some time on the pit stop. What's the gap back to Stroll? 14 seconds. It's not enough. Stroll's lapping quicker than us as well. It's going to be really hard to get into the points now without a safety car. 110.9 for Hadjar. He's starting to find some good pace. .110.6 for Albon though. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Albon or Antonelli's car is just going to crap out in a few laps. Evening, Mike.
And you are doing a good job on tires.
And Antonelli's lapping quicker than us now.
Here's the replay.
Sonoda cutting the
This one
swimming
is
pool
involving
chicane.
Yuki Tsunoda. And that's where they slightly run off the track. And they'll find...
So Behrman has a free pit stop on us. Not that he's going to take it. Same for Stroll. Have I looked into Age of Empires? No, I haven't.
Tires are ready.
Yep.
I am keeping my eye open for Total War Warhammer 40k when that comes out, and I'm curious as to Game of Thrones War for Westeros as well. Everyone's still lapping quicker than Hadjar. They're not out yet, but they will be PC games, yeah. I'd be amazed if either of them makes it over to console. Because they're big grand strategy games, and typically we don't really see those on console. I think Stellaris is probably the most well-known that's currently on the PS5. Running out of laps if we're going to get that safety car. We are definitely a roadblock for the cars behind us now. We're going to come out behind Behrman, but ahead of Isaac. So we'll be 14th. I really wanted to play, because it's a game I had back in 2010, I think it was. Lord of the Rings game. I'm trying to remember what it was called now. I think it was Battle for Middle-earth. I really enjoyed that.
You have B6.
But it's the license is gone, so it's not available. It doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. Got to do some maths here. So 10 and a half, 11, 12. Yeah, we're going to come out the back of the grid with Isaac comfortably. Yeah, it was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I just wish I could get my hands on it. Having said that, it probably wouldn't run very well on modern machinery. All right, we can go one more lap, and then we have to box. Speaking of boxing, in comes Norris. And out goes Norris on a set of soft tyres to take him to the flag.
Charge on.
Understood.
Try to stay in front. And box now, box.
And the box is up.
Charge on, please. Boxing this lap, please.
Well, hopefully we've at least done some damage to Colapinto's tyres while he's been tucked up behind us.
Yeah.
Can we get a good stop? Not really. Another 2.2 second stop for Lewis.
Fine on pit exit.
We're going to come out just behind Oscar. Which is not ideal. Because now we are a lap down and stuck. Well, at least we don't have to save fuel, I suppose. But it would have been nice to be able to try and push ahead of him. Use the pace of the new tyres to close up. Having said that,
Laps to go.
that's a 2.1. That's not quicker than his first stop.
And charge button
We had a
on,
1.9 with Isaac's first stop.
Understood.
It does mean that we'll have the opportunity to maybe sneak our way through by just shadowing Piastri. That's assuming we can actually stay close enough to him. Have I played Shadow of
Charge
War?
on.
Yes. Played that and the sequel. No, Shadow of Mordor was the first one, wasn't it? And then Shadow of War was the sequel. I platinumed the first one, and I've got the second, but I never actually finished it. I didn't get into it in the same way I got into the first one.
Okay for mode push.
Yeah.
Cool the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to do the full management on this set.
Yeah.
All right,
Charge
what's my
on.
pace with tyres that are not up to temperature yet? 109.7. It is quicker than the cars in front by at least a second a lap, but well, up until we get to Colapinto. But we're not quicker than Piastri at the moment. Our pace will pick up though as our tyres come up to temperature. Lindblad is still close,
So mode
but
push.
we have an opportunity here.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Just not getting the launch out the corner that we need. Oh God, the dirty air is killing us. Car just isn't good enough.
Slow down now.
But there. Oh,
Have I
dear,
played
that's not
Hogwarts
what we
Legacy?
need right
No,
now.
I've seen two of my housemates have both got a copy, and I've got it on both PlayStation and PC, but I haven't played it yet. At some point, I suppose I'll get around to it, but I haven't so far. Right, let's get right up his gearbox. Oh, god damn it! That was an opportunity, and Norris just said, coming through.
No worries, mate.
God damn it.
Charge on.
Copy.
No management required.
Copy.
Right.
Okay, remember mode push.
1094, 1095. Time to close back up.
Yep.
Tires are good.
Understood. Copy.
Right now, Albon's going to get close. We're going to get close to Albon again. Oh,
Just
this
do
is
your
so ridiculously frustrating.
Charge on.
Copy. Yeah.
And we need to increase pushing status. Get to push.
There's Piastri, and just ahead of him, we saw the back of Stroll and Behrman. We're not close enough yet. On the wait 9. It's the fastest lap. I want to wait 9-1. Oh, it's a VSC.
VSC. Stairs.
Antonelli's
We
out.
should be able to take a look
And he's not
here.
the only one.
Look at the Mercedes. There. That's the moment of impact. And the car leaving a bit of paint on that barrier.
I think I saw somebody
That won't
else
do their confidence
having crashed as
any
well
good.
on the leaderboard.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today.
And maybe it
That
was
is
just
for sure.
something else. I don't know. Ah, yeah, that's what I saw. Ah, damn it. Okay, well, it's one position gained.
Might need to pick up the
Evening,
pace a little
Adrian.
bit.
Half tempted to just dive in the pits and see if I could squeeze another pit stop out of Hadjat. Put him on some fresh mediums, but it's just not worth it.
Livery on the track.
We need to gain 2 places with Isaac to get him into the top 18. and I could easily box Hamilton for a free pit stop, but I'm close to the points. I don't really want to do that. At least I'm going to have fuel to play with now for Hadjar and Hamilton, given that they're both a lap down. Not a massive amount of fuel, but some fuel. We get our temps and our wear under control as well. So there we go. That's 1 place gain for Hadjar now, thanks to Antonelli finally being overtaken. So I just need to get past Lindblad, and I'll make the top 18 for Isaac, which will be just under $1 million in sponsor money.
Virtual safety car ending. Okay. And more energy available.
DRS is enabled.
All right, come on. Let's get him.
From tyre points of view, we don't think lift and coast is necessary.
Copy.
Cool the car as much as you can.
Yep.
Again, not this lap.
Remember, long way to go in this race.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that is Oscar. We're almost on the back of him. Do I get Game Pass on PC? I could, but I don't want to, because I already have to pay for PlayStation Plus. I've got, you know, a whole backlog of games that I can play on that, and you know, I've got a whole bunch of games from Epic that I haven't played yet. Plus, I'm already building up a decent little library on Steam, so don't need another game subscription service.
Doing a good job with the tires.
Right, here's our opportunity to maybe capitalise. It's coming up. Epic Game Store. It's like Steam, but much less of a user base. Valve owned Steam, Epic owned the Epic Game Store. Epic are the guys who make Fortnite.
We need to reduce K1 usage.
Still haven't been able to get past. This is ridiculous.
Charge on.
Yes. Understood.
Can't cook these tyres, but I need to get the move done if at all possible. It's not going to happen.
Alright, let's concentrate
Ah, damn it.
And try to cool down the tires as much as possible.
Understood.
How are we still not past this guy? It's ridiculous.
Cool your tyres. Go back to doing lift and coast now.
Yeah.
Charge on.
Copy.
Ah, I should have gone for the one stop. Just get track position and try and desperately hold it.
Continue like this.
And charge button on.
Yeah,
charge
my
button
dream of
on.
getting points here is rapidly falling away. Because I just can't overtake. I'm about to get lapped by Colapinto, so this might be an opportunity to try and punch through past Lindblad as I'm getting blue flagged. It all depends on where I get blue flagged and where he gets blue flagged. I think I'm going to get blue flagged here on the main
There's progress
straight.
to be made. Tyre temps are good.
No,
Yeah.
not yet. Can't believe, even with the brand new soft tyres, we've been completely ineffectual.
You have blue flag.
We've got another few blue flags about to hit us as well. It's going to be a good day for Maserati. They've got 2 cars in the top 10 here. Here comes Schumacher.
Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for. We don't think we need any lift and coast.
Copy.
Blue flag.
No, no, don't blue flag me.
Energies are good.
Yep.
Damn it, I'm going to get blue flag.
We need to do more lift and coast. Please increase by 10%.
Yep.
Charge on.
Yep.
Use the energy. No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Mode push.
Yep.
And it's starting to put some pressure back on Behrman, whose car is seriously compromised, and yet we still cannot
Race is
get the
long.
move done. Come on, come on, come on! No!
This is a long race.
No!
Cool the car.
Come on, please!
Yep.
Just let me get
You need to
18th
keep
place.
your K1 usage down a bit, otherwise you'll just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken by everybody.
Yeah.
And just a reminder on garage.
Yep.
Charge on.
Copy.
And charge button on.
Understood.
This is heartbreaking.
No worries, mate.
Continue, keep going.
There are times when I absolutely despise this game. Tonight is one of those nights.
Charge on.
Yeah.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Gonna lap Hadjar in a moment.
And tire phase update when you can.
Still okay.
6 laps to go.
It's only 5 laps to go because we're a lap down. It's going to be yet another dominant win for Oscar Piastri.
Mode push.
Yes.
One last
Tyres are quite hot.
attempt before the blue flags come out.
Five laps to go.
They just don't have the acceleration.
We must do lift and coast every lap, or else we may not finish the race.
Just look after these tires.
There's nothing to look after.
And we need some lift off.
Get those tyres' temperatures down.
Yeah.
All I can hope now is that somehow, when Hamilton comes through, we can squeeze our way through as well. It's not looking good.
Just do your best.
I don't care about not getting points now. I just want to get 18th. Get that extra $1 million.
Temps down.
Okay.
4 laps to go.
This is going to be our final opportunity because we just can't get it done on the track. We're going to need either someone to retire or for us to sneak our way through with these blue flags that are coming.
We're happy with time management. Blue flag. A long way to go. Let's get after these cars in front. Suggest that you can reduce the amount of lift and coast at turn 1.
Okay.
Mode push.
Okay.
3 laps to go.
Understood.
And you can use all the boost bar. Charge button on.
This is it, final lap.
So deployed.
Understood.
2 laps to go.
Come on, Behrman, lap him. Oh, God, no. Stroll isn't close
Need to
enough to...
reduce K1 usage.
God damn it. Stroll's not going to issue the blue flag. Fuck!
We need to increase lift and coast by 30%.
What a shitty race.
Piastri has done it. He's got the win. And the winner today, it's Oscar Piastri.
Just an incredible demonstration of why they belong in Formula One.
And checkered flag.
That's the checkered flag.
Mick Schumacher made his team's day here, big time.
It's safe to say they exceeded all expectations. A finish in the points, and my goodness, it is very well deserved.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
That takes them up to 3 wins this season. They proved just so hard to beat.
Always a special occasion here in the incomparable Monte Carlo. They'll be pushing the boat out here tonight, no doubt. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there though.
And thank you everyone for joining us this weekend here in Monaco.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
Ah, what a dismal race that was for us in the end. Wow, we promised so much and failed to deliver in spectacularly bad fashion. Confirmation then of the final results. It is a dominant win for Oscar Piastri, 25.5 seconds ahead of Sainz. Max ended up slipping down into third. Ocon in fourth, good day for him. Lando in fifth. Sixth place for Franco Colapinto. Seventh for Schumacher. Eighth for Perez. Ninth for Leclerc. Good recovery for him, considering where he started. And Iwasa gets into the top 10 to make it both Maseratis finishing with points today. 11th place, Stroll. 12th place was Ollie Behrman. 13th for Hamilton. 14th for Bortoletto. 15th for Gasly. 16th for Tsunoda. 17th for Albon. 18th for Lindblad. 19th for Hadjar. And then the retirements. Antonelli, Lawson and Russell all retiring. Let's have a look at the driver standings, shall we? A bit deflated, as you can tell. Max still leads the Drivers' Championship. He's on 160 points. Oscar overtakes Lando and is now 5 points ahead of him on 136. 24 points now behind his teammate. And with an extra win this season, he is hunting him down. And are we going to have a Red Bull war over the championship this year? Lando in third. That's another disappointing result. Just 10 points for him today. He is ahead of Sainz, who has closed the gap by another 8 points. He is 23 points back. No points for Antonelli. He stays in P5 on 85 points. Ocon on 74 has closed the gap by 12 points today. No points for Tsunoda either. He's on 54. Leclerc on 49 points now. Still no additional points for Hamilton on 39. No points for Albon either. Same for Russell, Gasly and Lawson. No points for any of those. It remains as they were. Colapinto up 2 places with his 8 points today. He's now on 23, just 1 point behind the very unlucky Liam Lawson, who could potentially have been in the conversation for a podium today. Then it is Hadjar in 15th, Lindblad in 16th, Perez with some more points up into 17th, just 1 point behind Lindblad now. Iwasa gets up to 9 points, just 1 ahead of Mick Schumacher, who moves up to 19th. He's on 8 points now, with a good result, his best result of the season. Bortoletto in 20th, Stroll in 21st. Still no points for Ollie Behrman, but he is knocking on the door. And with a good car underneath him, surely it's just a matter of when, not if. In the constructor standings, another big points haul for Red Bull. They scored 30 points more than Mercedes and have now opened up a very healthy 80-point gap over Mercedes. Ferrari in third are on 157. They've taken another 10 points out of Mercedes. Aston on 128 points. Then no change for 5th, 6th and 7th. It's still Cadillac from BMW, with McLaren in 7th, 20 points further back. Nissan are within 5 now, with 33 points in 8th. Just 1 point behind them is Maserati in 9th. Then it's 22 points in 10th for Audi, and Haas up to 15 points now. In the pit stops, we got the quickest stop of the day, again with Hadjar, and we did just, amazingly, sneak into the points with Hamilton there, which I was not expecting at all. So that's nice, an extra bonus point that I wasn't thinking we were going to get. A good day for Mercedes as well. They take 2nd and 3rd for 33 points. McLaren take 4th, Red Bull 5th and 7th. Haas in between them there in 6th. Nissan take 8th, Audi in 9th. Let's see what that's done to the standings. Mercedes are top with 203 points, but we move a point ahead of McLaren. We now have 127 to their 126, and we are up to 2nd place. Aston, no points to them this weekend. They dropped down into 4th on 108 still. Red Bull up 2 places. They're now on 90 points, 3 ahead of Maserati and 6 ahead of Ferrari. Then it's Nissan with 31 points, a long way back. Then Haas with 25 points, Audi with 18, BMW Williams still bottom with the 10 points. There you see our stops. So our second stop was the best stop for Hamilton. And again, great stop for Hadjar's pit crew, 1.958. Not our best of the season, but not far off it, and quickest of the day. Once again, though, that's another race where we failed to get any cash from Hadjar. So another million, lost to the ether, unfortunately. But at least we got something out of the Grand Prix, even if we did fail to get in the top 18 with both cars and fail to get in the points. So back to HQ, start getting ready for Austria. Alright, let's take a look at the inbox. We've got something purple. Engineer attention. Has that been resolved? Yes, it has. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. We've got a brand new ATR period starting now as well. We've got 2.3 mil. That's enough to get our research project started, but only just. Post-race data, something is broken. That much we can see. We knew about the destroyed chassis, front wing and suspension. We've also lost a rear wing and another rear wing. So, yeah, that's a little disappointing there. But we can fix those. We have spares. So let's do that now. Fix the rear wing on both cars. We're out of spares, so we're going to have to make some more. Let's sort the powertrain out now while I am here and before I forget. Can't change the gearbox. It's a normal weekend in Austria. No sprint. Our next sprint will be at Silverstone. There we go. So, let's have a look. We are building side pods. So we've got new side pods to come as well, then it would seem. Yes, we do. We do have new side pods to come. Very nice. Don't know if we'll have them on both cars for Austria. Let's have a look at our development queue. Underfloor, we know about those. Here we go. So, yes, we will. Both cars will have the new side pods for Austria as well. So that'll be a nice little boost to speed, acceleration, a little bit of extra downforce, tiny improvement to our engine cooling. Let's go ahead and get our research project done. So we're going to go with suspension. I think it's suspension. Let me double check. So, which one was it that we've already done? No, we've already done the suspension. And there you can see we will almost cover off the losses with that one that we've done so far. So glad I didn't go ahead and confirm that now. Well, that would have been a complete waste of an ATR. So let's do the underfloor, because we've just started, well, we've just completed a new Mark III underfloor. Let's put all of our hours into the underfloor for next season. And let's crank up the sliders a little bit. There we go. One engineer on that. 1 mil. Is there anything that we could design? We could do a new suspension. Let's do that. Let's get a Mark III suspension underway. We've already got the front wing and the rear wing, you know, into development. So combined with the chassis, underfloor and side pods, that will give us a full spec 3 car. And now, do I have a slot free? No, I don't. For not in time at all. I don't need all of those, so I can't make any spare rear wings yet. But we're gonna, as long as we don't crash, we're gonna be good for another few races yet. Because we've just put brand new rear wings on both cars. So, not ideal, but we'll just have to make do and keep our fingers crossed. Palville did host a non-F1 championship race. I haven't actually seen that circuit off the top of my head. Let me quickly open up a browser tab and have a look at that circuit. Right, so zoom in a bit for you. Only 2.7 kilometers. Wow, that's a short circuit. Looks like it would be a decent circuit for bikes, maybe. Yeah, the 1930 French Grand Prix. F1 didn't start till the 50s. Or not as a championship, anyway. We did have a run in Formula 2, Formula 3000. Yeah, I can see smaller cars working there. The WTCC was there for a while. Doesn't look like it's ever hosted bike racing. I think that would have been a good circuit for bikes. Interesting. All right. So, we are 11 days away from Austria. Let's at least get some spare bits onto Isaac's car. Give him that same performance boost that Hamilton had. As much good as that did for us in Monaco. Very different circuit in Austria, so much easier to overtake there. Let's take a look at our monthly development for our rookies. Braking has improved for Jack Crawford. Really? Really? His braking's improved? Because he locked up and smashed up the car after just a handful of corners. Really? Improved braking, my ass. Main drivers, no change. Hang on a minute. Accuracy is 80. So why was his accuracy at 75? When we looked at his stats last time, I was going to say that seemed really low. Yeah, it's 85. That's very weird. No improvement to Hadjar. Bit of a shame. Hoping we would see something. Yeah, there we go. Back to where it was. Maybe he was doing something with the sponsors. I don't think he was, but weird. Let's see what the board thought of our rubbish race. I bet they'll be disappointed. Yes, disappointed. Damn it. Never mind. Alright, start of a new month. We are 6 days away from Austria. Let's take a look at the weather forecast. It's going to be another glorious weekend. No rain. Monthly car development report. We always ignore those because they're never accurate. Ferrari, I've got new side pods with very good on-track performance, and now they're working on a front wing. Team is very, very good at the moment, says Freddie Vasseur. RedBull having a great season. I mean, yeah, they're leading the constructors in their first and second, and the drivers. It's about as good as it can get at the moment for RedBull. Let's get some pit crew training done. So, starting the month with a little bit of fatigue, but nothing too serious. Let's go heavy on the speed training at the start. Perfect. Actually, let's make that car building. There we go. And then we'll be perfectly well rested going into Austria. Coming out of Austria, we will go to our usual split training. And then we have back-to-back sprints at Silverstone and Spa. So need to be very careful about fatigue around those events. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. I was worried that might be the case. Let's go car building. Perfect. There we go. 0 fatigue going in. 6% coming out. We'll have no training there. We'll have no training there either. And that's it for the month. So we'll actually have a slight increase to our chance of making a mistake. Actually, no, we won't, because I was looking at the wrong day. Slight improvement. We'll be at 8% exactly. Estimated pit stop time will come down by another 100th of a second to 2.02. We'll be at 73% on our car building as well. A little bit more on that would be nice, but it's not the most important thing at the moment. Let's confirm those changes. That's our pit crew training plotted in. It's been a little while. Let's take a quick look at our staffing training. Yeah, we can change that. Let's go with ground effect. No, let's go with grip and traction. There we go. Just for the last 6 months of the season. Let's take a look at Ian. Ian is on airflow intake at the moment. Let's put him on grip and traction. Yeah, let's put him on that for the rest of the season. He will be leaving us at the end of next year. Oh no, he's coming back next year. It's Neil who's leaving and Marco Perrone who's leaving next year as well. Innovation, yeah, we can change that now. Let's go to drill planning. No, communication. We want to improve... Actually, no. We want drill planning, training and leadership. Okay. Let's double check what Isaac's training is actually on at the moment. He's on short run pace. Let's move him over onto race strategy. Try and work on his smoothness, overtaking, defending, and reactions. Those two definitely his lowest two stats, I think. There we go. Hamilton should be on balanced, I think. Yes, he is. Let's see if we can... I can put him on accuracy, but I don't want to change adaptability. You could do that. That would help his reactions, but I can't do both, unfortunately. Let's go with that. Let's go with race strategy. Let's check in with our engineers. Driver comms. Yeah, we'll keep him on... Actually, we'll put him on responsiveness. No, 96 is good enough. We'll leave him on that. Let's take a look at Mark. And we'll leave him on responsiveness. There we go. Let's check in with the affiliates as well. It's been a while since we checked these guys out. So, let's see. Balanced training. Jack, yeah, we'll just leave him on that. He's up to 23 years old now, and he's still got pretty garbage stats. So, I think it's probably the end of Jack's chances of getting into the team. Let's see. Mr. Doohan. is exactly where he needs to be to work on smoothness, adaptability, and accuracy. We'll leave that as is. Fittipaldi should be unbalanced. He is, as should Ricciardo. Yes, he is. And what about Logan? He should be unbalanced as well. Okay, he's in development. Even here, look, 27 years old, and his best stat is 83. It's not good enough. Not good enough. So that's it for him as well. We'll keep him as a development driver. Is Ugo out of contract at the end of this season? I hope so. Yes, he is, and he's now available to negotiate with. So, we will offer him a contract. Affiliates. A 4-year deal to join next season. I can't really justify putting him in this year. Let's start with $500,000. That's not going to be enough. See if we can move the needle a bit with a decent signing bonus. A little bit. Let's go with that. 1.7 over for 4 years with a 300k signing bonus. We'll offer him the deal. Very talented youngster at Mercedes, not Ferrari. And an American driver. Probably the best American prospect in the game. So he's an absolute must as a long-term replacement, ideally, for Hamilton. We can get him in, just hammer his training next season. Get him in FP1s as often as we can. Given that there'll be 10 sprints, so 10 races that we'll be able to run him, and just see if we can get him to a point where he'll be ready to get in the car. It's 78 overall, so he's already better than I think. Is he better than Sargent already? He's not quite as good as Jack Doohan, but he's going to have a much higher development rate. And yeah, Sargent's a 78. Ugo is 2 ranks above him, and 6 years younger. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on him. Right, what is left to do? The car. Have we got the bits yet? Yes, we do on the chassis. No, we don't. Still one away. What about the underfloor? Yes. There we go. Let's put that on Hamilton. We'll do the other one in a couple of days' time. Something in the inbox wants our attention. Yep, we know about the engine. It's going to be cold. Ooh, okay, that could make tyres an interesting choice. Probably going to be a 2-stop again. But which way we go on the tyres will be interesting. Again, we'll have better options with Hamilton because his tyre wear is better. Let's fit those parts now. So, new side pods on both cars. New chassis on both cars. New underfloor on both cars. And then we're developing we do need to do another underfloor at some point. Okay. We're developing a new suspension. Currently on both. We're developing a new front wing and a new rear wing. So yeah, I thought that was a Mark III. It's not. It's only a Mark II. So we're probably going to have to do another underfloor at some point. We'll wait till the research project is done, get that started. We have $500,000 in the bank, but we can't spend it because I wanted to get a couple of rear wings and we don't have a slot in the warehouse factory yet. Let's take a quick gander at the facilities. These can't be fixed, unfortunately, until we get our money through from the sponsors, which will happen, I think, after Silverstone. Everything else here is okay. That's getting a bit low. That's going to be a pricey fix. Helipad is about to break. That might break through the weekend. Should be a bit frustrating, but not much we can do about that. So, there we go. Yeah, not a great race weekend for us. Promised much, delivered little. But at least Williams didn't score any points. Although they absolutely would have done had Lawson not been torpedoed by George Russell, I think. We remain in 5th in the Constructors' standings, just on win count back over BMW, tied on 58 points apiece. RedBull have the lead in the Constructors' Championship by 80 points. Max leads teammate Oscar by 24 points in the Drivers' Championship and by 29 points over Lando. Current reigning champion George Russell is all the way down in 11th place right now. So his title is pretty much gone. He's 130 points or so, just under 130 points behind Verstappen. And when we come back tomorrow at the normal time of 8 p.m, we will be hitting the Black Forest for the Austrian Grand Prix. Hope you'll join me for that. If you've enjoyed tonight's race, or if you just want to take pity on me for having such a shitty racing experience today, then drop a thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated. If you're not yet subscribed, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button as well? And be sure to hit the bell for notifications on when the live streams start too. I will be back, as I say, tomorrow, usual time of 8 p.m. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.